Welcome back to another Triathlon Podcast brought to you by Mauna Apparel. I'm Jenna and joined as always by Josh and Fede, and we're going to jump into the racing that happened this weekend with the pros and catch up on the training that we're doing in our age group life, racing and training these days, trying to balance it all. But let's say hi to the guys before we jump to the pro racing. Let's start with Josh. How are you doing these days?
Still sweating from my run that I just did. We're all, Jenna just worked out. I just worked out. It's just trying to fit it in whenever we can. I'm traveling tomorrow to Chicago for work for race weekend and Supertri and the big Chicago Triathlon. So I'm just trying to get in some of my main workouts. There was a big 8-mile progression run. So literally just finished that up, and three of the last 3 miles were up above race goal pace. So it was a hot one outside, undulating hills. So little extra effort, and checked it off and knocked it out. So it was a good run. I typically do those progression runs on the treadmill just to control them, but this one I did outside because the weather is just like perfect right now. It's like 70 degrees and low humidity. So no excuses. Figured I'd get out and get it done. And had a good weekend down in New York. Went down 24 hours, took a Peloton class, and then did my long run in Central Park. They had a 12-mile run that was organized, bib pickup, aid stations, all that. That's part of their training program for the New York City Marathon. So 2 loops of Central Park was the 12-mile race, and then literally you finish and it cuts off like Harlem Hill, and you come back out the other side. So I finished, didn't even stop running, went right back out and did my last 5 miles and finished. So I still had aid stations on the way back and grabbed a few more gels and boom, came home on the positive side. So it was a great weekend, and that was another just kind of check mark on the box. It wasn't anything spectacular goal wise, but was able to maintain a pretty good pace and pretty good heart rate and allow other people to run past me and faster and not get caught up in the moment of racing and just do what I needed to do. Right. It was one of those things that I'm like, as a coach, I'm thinking like, I want my athletes to go experience that and control themselves in those situations and run your race. And it really does help set that good mindset. So, and then I came home, had an easy workout on Sunday, and one of my athletes raced in that Boston Triathlon that I did last year as part of Supertri Boston last year in the Olympic, and he set his huge PR at that race and finished 6th in his age group. So it was a good day as a coach, good week as a coach, and he's going to try and set a 5K PR this weekend too. So some big times going on, and man, just healthy, and Chicago's getting close. So I'm just like trying to check every box on these Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday big time workouts. And Saturday is going to be interesting in Chicago for work and getting up really early to do 18 miles. And I've got 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off goal pace. So it's going to be a pretty good effort around Lakeshore Drive probably.
Yeah, especially like event weekend. Like those event weekends are usually absolutely insane and full gas. So kudos if you can get it in there. That'll be a solid one.
We'll see. It's better than like the 1/18th of a mile track that's in the hotel. So I'm not going to do that. But there is a pool, so I'll get some swimming done if I don't jump in the water with the Supertri kids.
Perfect. How about you, Fede? What's going on in your world these days?
Yeah, so I did a little West Coast trip with work. So running around baseball stadiums. I actually ran it in the heat, Californian heat. LA was warm. My God.
Nice and toasty.
Yeah, so I did a run outside, and then I was like, nah, going back to the treadmill. So yeah, no sun for me while running, just the nice AC and the treadmill. And doing a lot of skipping before my hard workouts. And that if anybody hasn't tried this, I fully recommend it. I do like this, like 45 seconds on, 5 seconds off, like run 5 times, and that gets me primed and ready to take on the super hard efforts. And I feel like the effort wise, I can get into the zone and into my paces way quicker than just jumping straight out of like running, just run warm up and then the intervals. I think skipping and then do the warm up and then the intervals works super good. And well, you're the strength expert, Jenna. Probably there's a lot of scientific reasons why that is, but yeah. Also, I feel like my legs are getting stronger. Don't know if that's like a placebo effect or anything, but I do feel like my feet don't get as sore when after the hard workouts now that I've been doing a lot of skipping beforehand. So yeah, that's been going on with me.
And you're at sea level.
Exactly. So yeah, that helped a lot.
Yeah, with that skipping, really just the activation, like activating those muscles, getting them fired up, warmed up. And it also helps kind of with that ground contact time, just teaching your body to move quickly, rebound off it. And yeah, skipping is one of those things that is so beneficial. You have to be a little careful with it because if you are injury prone, have like Achilles or calf issues, you want to be a lot more cautious with it. But skipping and then balancing it between skipping and hopping single leg hops back and forth, that's another really, really good way to, again, strengthen that foot, strengthen those calves, really make you bulletproof. But yeah,
Right.
have to be a little cautious. That's
I've
awesome.
seen a lot of people do that, like off the box down with the quick hop up as well too, just to activate and build some strength. One-legged, two-legged, but mostly just like hop off the box, immediately bound up, and then back down.
Yeah, that's definitely an off-season, early season kind of exercise that you want to do.
Yeah.
Getting into those last few weeks.
Not a box I want to tick right now.
Not before the 18-miler.
No.
Right, there we go. Awesome. Well, sounds like you're having fun there, and it's always great to, check out new locations and visit California, which I happen to be down there too this weekend.
You guys
Had
are
a
pretty
little bit of
close.
Yeah, we were very close.
Small world, from Canada and Mexico, both in California, but not quite in the same location this time,
Damn it.
unfortunately.
Every time.
Yeah, why don't you tell everyone where you were, Miss Olympian?
Man, I've been so spoiled for camps this year with Mauna and stuff, but we had the Mauna Elite Camp going on this weekend, and it was over in Chula Vista with this Olympic training center, and this was such a cool facility. It had like everything for a bunch of different sports in there, and we were staying in like dorms, and they had this really great cafeteria with, you know what, I find the one thing with training camps, I've said it before, access to food is like 80% of the experience.
Yes.
Absolutely a necessity. So they had a cafeteria with very generous hours and kind of snacks available all times, which helped a ton, especially when I had a bunch of us hungry triathletes doing multiple sessions a day. But yeah, did a little differently. Usually I kind of rest more going into these camps, and I haven't been to one of the Mauna Elite camps yet. Last year I was over in Australia for the World Champs, so didn't make it over. And this was so fun because everyone is super solid at this camp, right? They're all like podiums at Ironmans constantly and stuff. So it was fun to actually train with people that really pushed me. And just like you were saying, Josh, like a lot of times had to kind of pull back a little bit in the head. It was about getting consistent training over the 4 days that we were there after a solid front end to the week instead of wanting to win every training session. Because
you had to get your training done.
Yes, exactly. So it was such a blast. So we had such a solid group, and everyone was just game on, ready to go, work hard, do some solid sessions, and just self-sufficient enough that you didn't have to worry about anyone, which makes a big difference too. The cool part, we did this seriously epic ride over there in this is just outside of San Diego. It was 100-mile ride with 10,000 feet of climbing. And there's kind of there's a turnaround at 40 miles to do 80 for the total, or a turnaround at just over 50 to get the 100 in there. And I was at some points thinking about that 40-mile turnaround sounded pretty good, but there were still people ahead of me. So I had to keep going and get the 100-mile done in there. I will say, would have been better with a road bike than a tri bike with disc wheel, but got it done. Yeah, I didn't know they had that kind of elevation. I think we went up to like 5,000, 6,000 kind of thing. So I didn't know they had that variance over in California. So that was very, very cool.
Well, it's got to be like the mountain range that goes up and like, so you go through what, you're on the shore and then through the valley, and then it's just all the mountain ranges that kind of separate it, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool. 2 big climbs in there that were just, yeah, super solid. And it's so much fun with training with people. And there was such a range of abilities too. So some were faster than me on the bike, some were faster than me on the run. And so there was always someone to kind of push you and aim for in there, which helped a ton.
How was the descent?
So fun.
Of course it was.
I just bombed down that descent so fast. It was, that was the fun part. Worth the climb for that descent afterwards. Yeah, may have pushed it a little bit in places, but I just, makes it worth it. Makes the climb worth it for sure.
Yeah.
Which is good. And then we had one of our Mauna coaches, Chad. It was his birthday on camp. So we had a cake and celebrated him and stuff too. So it's really been like adult summer camp. Like you all just see each other around the compound, have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. So if you ever can get out to one of these training camps, absolutely recommend it. Nothing will have you more fired up or in love with triathlon. And especially with the Mauna camps, there's a really, really great crew. We're going to be opening up team applications here pretty quickly. And we're already planning our camps for next year, looking at February, having one over in Arizona, and then June coming back to this Chula Vista Olympic training center. Although I will say the first day I got in early before the camp started, and my pasty Canadian redhead skin was not prepared for the California sun. I did a 40-minute outdoor swim and got so sunburned. So day one pre-camp.
Oh my God.
It's like, oh, come on.
Your entire back.
Oh, entirely. You can see exactly where my swimsuit was and wasn't kind of thing. So
that happened to my wife on vacation once. We went like the first day going snorkeling, and you don't even think about it, and you're just your back is literally up the whole time. It's like, yep.
Oh man, I don't ever swim in outdoor pools, so it was a really nice treat, but definitely need all of the Zelios sunscreen. From there, we had after that, Rod, our sponsor guy, showed up, and we had like this giant thing of Zelios sunscreen. So all of us were like tasty white, layering that on for the rest of the I was, at least. No, it's cool.
Awesome.
We've got great sponsors for the camps too. So we had like all the Martin or salt sticks or any nutrition you could need in there. And I think the thing to know about these camps is with all the carbs, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Eat all of the carbs. Yeah, that was a really good time. So hopefully we will see you guys out at some of the camps next year and get some of our listeners in on it. We're planning them now so that we have all the camp details lined up by pretty much next week, so we can give people a lot more time and notice that they come out and join us, because man, it's so good. You can't beat it. Well, let's jump into some of the racing that happened this weekend. We didn't have any kind of pro series race or any big ones as we're heading into championship season, but we did have some races with some notable results. So why don't we jump into it? And Fede, let us know what happened with kind of the final Kona slots available, or not Kona, Nice spots available.
So, it was the two last races for World Champ slots in Nice and in Kona. And for the men for Nice, we had an incredible race. We were talking about this before we started to record, and this course it's a fast course, but don't get me wrong, it's honest and it's tough, and sometimes the air can blow in Denmark, but it was just an amazing performance by another German who crossed the finish line with a Thor's hammer. So I thought that was pretty cool. Finn Grub-Fries from Germany clocked a 7:27 and 2:32 marathon, and he looked like he could have run for another, I don't know, 3-4 miles. Just an awesome performance. Second place, Matthias Peterson from Denmark, and from another Scandinavian, Jesper Svensson, running up the podium in third place. And first place, 7:27. Second place, 7:28. Third place, 7:30. The top, let me see. The top 20 broke 8 hours.
Jeez.
So
And the slot dropped down a little bit too, right? Because Svensson didn't take it. It was the kid from the TTL Devo team that took the spot.
Zach. Was it Zach?
I think so, yeah.
The top 23 broke 8 hours. So, my God, just goes to show how incredible the paces are going now. So, I mean, just out of this world. And kudos to yet another German triathlete dominating the Ironman. And yeah, it was a really cool event, and I enjoyed following the coverage because this race gets a lot of support with the fans. So the run course was jam packed with people, and the atmosphere looked incredible. It was a really awesome day for it. So yeah, Copenhagen delivered, and yeah, the last Nice slots were given out in Denmark.
Yeah, I'm curious why Jasper Svensson passed on his slot there, but it looks like Zach Cooper was pretty excited that he did, so he'd actually get a chance. Sounds like he's a pretty new pro overall, just turning pro after he did Ironman World Championships as an age grouper, I think in 2023. So it's cool to see that he'll be headed to the Big Island. But yeah, I thought the Jasper isn't.
Yeah, it's interesting why he didn't took the slot. Maybe he's taking some time to rebuild, and he's one of those triathletes who's like, okay, now I'm good enough to qualify. Now I'm gonna get ready and see if I'm good enough to be top 3, top 5 at a world champ. So maybe that's part of the reason. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, Kona's never a cheap trip if you don't know you're going to have some results incoming, especially as the pros.
Well, exactly. Nice for them.
Sorry.
Yeah. And maybe Nice doesn't suit him, and maybe he's on a 13-month, 14-month build for Kona next year. I mean, who knows? So yeah, I would imagine Nice might not be his target for some reason, but he was able to at least notify people below him that, hey, guys, go show up.
Yeah.
Oh, how much would that suck if the pro ahead of you passed on the slot, you don't show up to the
one slot available.
Imagine that, just chaos. And yeah, there was another race actually in Scandinavia, in Sweden this time, in Kalmar, and it was also the last race for the pro women to get slots to Kona. So yeah,
did you see that swim? Like everyone kept talking about how epic the swim was in Sweden. It was like coming in and out of like a bay and like under bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I've done that swim. Well, if it's so Ironman Sweden was my first ever Ironman. And if it's the same swim, it was definitely challenging because you are going under bridges and the changing in light and stuff and going around. It was not the easiest course to follow along, but that may have been more my first Ironman and stressed about the open water swim altogether. But it's a really cool location. That's another one where like the town comes out for it. Like you go all through the
it looked packed.
Oh yeah, and like bars and restaurants and stuff all along there. So the whole way you just have people cheering you on, and that one was a very, very cool experience.
I saw like a video of like somebody already done, maybe a pro done, or in a restaurant along the small streets, and like as the age groupers are still running by in the dark later at night, and everyone's cheering for them in the entire restaurant.
Yeah, they definitely show up. Those European races, that stuff, you seem to get a lot more support, but they also seem to hold them in some of these towns where people will come out and show up and cheer and hang out all day.
The entire town.
The entire town. Yeah.
It's a very cool experience.
Well, it was an interesting start to this race. Again, we said it would be nice to add Chelsea Sodaro to the list in of Kona women that we want to watch. And I don't think she had the greatest race overall, but holy cow, did she have a swim? I mean, she came out of the water with Hannah Monday. And like, who's going to lead any swim she's in pretty much right now? And for Chelsea to be right there with her bodes well going into Kona.
Great sign. Yeah, she just had to kind of make it around the course to validate her spot. So looks like that's about what she did with a solid day. But yeah, it'd be great to see her over in Kona.
Yeah, it looked like she was under control the whole day, and she ran a 3:11 marathon. So I think what you guys were just mentioning, I think she was just going through the motions and making sure she had her slot secured. So Hopefully we see a world championship worthy Chelsea racing in Kona, because she spices up the race if she brings her A game. So yeah, happy that she got the slot and that she's going to be racing come October.
Yeah, and it looks like we had Katrine Christensen in first place, and then actually Mauna sponsored athlete Marlene DeBauer. She got her Kona qualification there, so it's great to see that she will be over on the Big Island competing. And then Chelsea Sodaro in third, Katrina Wolf in fourth, and Lisa Gers in fifth there. Yeah, no, it's definitely some great racing in there. Man, I'm starting to get stoked about Kona. Sorry, Kona was like the topic of conversation at this whole camp.
Oh, really?
Kona on the mind entirely. We're less than 2 months out. I know Nice is sooner, but I've got Kona on the brain these days.
And and I do too, because it's the same way. It's like Kona Saturday, Chicago Marathon Sunday. So it's like I'm going to be sitting up in my Normatec boots in the hotel room watching Kona all day. It sounds like an epic day.
Totally. That's the way to do it. And yeah, now that we got Lucy Charles Barkley is healthy, we got Taylor Knibb racing in there, we got Katrina Matthews, we've got Laura Phillip, like Chelsea Sodaro. This is going to be absolutely insane in Kona. It just seems like everyone's starting to fire and come good at the right time, where it's like we could actually have an epic battle in the women's race in Kona this year, and I'm here for it.
Bring it on. And like you said, Nice is only 20-something, 26 days, 25 days away now, something like that.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that they can even get a Nice spot this late in the game, because that is a quick turnaround to Nice. Racing this weekend and then heading over there would be challenging.
Yeah. Did either of you check the app on Ironman to see the age-adjusted times in the age group races? It was interesting.
Do tell.
Yeah, so there were definitely I think it was like over a 10-hour race might have been the top spot at one of them after the age adjustment. So
I'm guessing an older athlete.
Older athlete, and then there was I think in one of them there was a female in the top 5 or so, but I believe it was a male still at the top, but it was like 50 to 54, which is like that category is really right now based on the number 50, 54, 55, 59. Those guys are still super fast. They're going to make huge jumps in the adjusted times.
Yeah, and I think we're talking about it this weekend, and I think where there might need to be some adjustments within the algorithm is if you look at it, say, the fastest age group, say men in their 30s, right? The top 20% of men in their 30s are very tightly packed. Like they're all around the same time. If you look at the top 20% of men in their 60s, that's a much bigger gap between the top and the bottom, that 20%, right? And of course, that algorithm is going to even that out. So those older age groups are going to be a little softer on it, because you do have that wide variance, right?
Yeah. And it's based on the difference from that 30 to 34 to that age group too. So, it's a big difference when you have that disparity in the top 20%.
Yeah, where it could be like, say, 20 minutes between the top 20% in that younger age group, where it could be 2 hours in the top 20% of the older age group. So, yeah,
I think like we said, though, it's like over the next few years, as you kick out a year, the new year is going to help adjust that as we get further and further into this. And it's probably going to take 3, 4, maybe 5 years to get all 5 years fully back into it. So I think it's headed in the right direction. You got to have people have to show up to the slot allocations, and people have to be willing to go and pay, and then those people have to show up and race well when it comes to the world champs too. Like, you could go show up and get around in 12 hours at Ironman when you normally are a sub 10, because it's world champs and you're like, whatever, I'm there. I made it.
The pay is a big part too. They bumped up the prices on 70.3 Worlds and Ironman World Championships this year. Like it was, and they don't tell you that beforehand. But I think it's like some 1,600 or something for Mona, and then like 800 euros for 70.3 Worlds. Like that in Canadian dollars, that's about $1 bazillion.
Yeah, it was like 970 US
Yeah,
for
for
70.3
For
worlds.
70.3 worlds. Oh my god! I remember the day when it was like 500 or something.
and people are freaking out for 500, but now
Yeah.
it's for
No, but
75.
it's, I mean, just imagine being
My
an 18
god.
to 24-year-old,
Yeah.
or I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes to your
the kid that took his slot in that age group, he was sitting with his parents.
Yep. Of course.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Mhm.
was that's like a family trip, and family wants to get over Nice, and he's like, "Come on, Dad, just."
Yeah.
For sure. No, it's definitely the prices are starting to get very, very spicy on these world championships. So that is a good point, Josh. That people have to show up and be willing to pay for that, for those numbers.
Which means show up if you don't even like. I mean, those things are going to slot down, and if you're interested in going to Worlds and qualifying for Worlds, get faster,
100%.
go
Yeah.
fast, but have a good day and show up for awards.
Yeah.
And that was just it. I had one of my athletes who raced Ironman Ottawa, and she came in 11th place and figured there's no way I'm getting a slot, right? Showed up to award ceremony, and she absolutely is getting a spot to Kona and gonna be out there racing. And that is, well, one, just cool to see. She raced an Ironman a month before that and then got a massive PR at Ironman Ottawa, which was very, very fun to see. But yeah, you don't know unless you show up to that award ceremony. So that's always the caveat. Show up if you really do want to go. Shoot your shot, because a lot of people still don't know this whole change in the qualification system and may have no idea.
And that's just it. People just aren't educated around it, and they can talk about it and tell you about it, and they do in the briefings and all of that. But people are there just getting around checking a box, and
Totally.
they might be good athletes and don't understand. And it's like their flight's at 4:00 the day of the race or 2:00 the day, and they're gone.
Yeah, I'm there for it. But it looks like we're going to have some absolutely epic racing at those world championships. And it looks like we had a 70.3 this weekend with Louisville, and it sounds like absolutely insane conditions. I heard it was something like 30 degrees in the water and 40 out. Not sure.
Like
Fahrenheit.
85 Fahrenheit water, 85, 86 water temperature.
Ooh, that's imagine swimming in that. Ooh,
it's like soup.
boiling.
They were probably
water.
all wishing they were Matthew Marquardt coming out of the water, like, oh, I want a cramp right now so that I can take some time in T1.
Right.
Oh man, those are absolutely gnarly conditions. Like, I've raced in Singapore and stuff, and that's where they have that heat and humidity, and it just, the whole time your head is just flashing hot. Like,
Yeah.
I can imagine for a 70.3 that would be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that was incredible. But nonetheless, it was exciting, especially on the pros. Like, heat, cold, elevation doesn't seem to phase these guys. Jason West won the race in 3:46. Trevor Foley second place, and Ben Canute on third place. And I don't know if you guys saw a post by Ben after crossing the finish line. He looked
I put it up on our account.
Right.
Him just dripping.
Just I could feel every single bit of heat out of that post.
Man, he doesn't know how to not send it on the bike. Like, if he's gonna win, and it's interesting too, because I don't know how this timing all worked, but he had when I was doing a easy ride the other day, I caught one of his latest YouTubes, and it was kind of a rundown of the whole season from testing early in the year and how he was doing in February to April and onwards, and ended up being like how his VO2 on the run had gotten so much better in the early season. And then the run is what keeps holding him back, and and he had a hell of a bike. Like, I mean, he held off Trevor Foley. He was winning this race coming into the run, and full send the swim and the bike. And man, it's, if that run, if he could have one of those days on the run, then he's right there. But it's almost like he's got to work on his pacing strategy a little bit more so that he has a little bit more on the run to kick it in, because he's getting past, and he was able to hold on for third because fourth was coming.
Yeah. Yeah, now I remember seeing that post. Sounds like he gave it everything to hold on to that third place.
Yeah, definitely.
And then on the women's side, looks like we had a friend of the podcast, Jackie Herring, took the win here, and that's
Yeah.
not someone who can see at the top of the 70.3 ranking. So that was very cool to see her have a great race in those brutal conditions. And it looks like Gabrielle Lumkes in second and Jeannie Metzler in
Yeah.
third.
I
So
was happy for Jeannie.
He's had a couple good showings this year.
No, it's so good to see. And you know what? Man, kudos just for racing in those conditions. That is, oof. That'll stick with you for a few days afterwards when you're suffering in that heat. That's no joke. But I guess she'll be ready for some hotter conditions ahead.
Yeah, definitely a good Kona prep for any of those athletes like Jackie Herring getting ready for the long race. And condolences to Jackie because she got home back to Wisconsin and the next day had to put her dog down, which was unexpected as well too. So
yeah,
unfortunate there. We've all lost a pet. It's no fun.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
That was her first season with both a Ironman and a 70.3 podium, I believe, or something like that, in a long time. So so it was really nice to see her at that distance show up and do well. I mean, there were some decent pros there at that race, and what a weird or epic, I don't know which one you would call it, finish line type shoot through like a mall, like type outdoor indoors arena.
Yeah.
Stadium seating up above. I mean,
yeah. Man, always an adventure with some of these races.
Yeah.
But we got some racing coming up this weekend. There are no Pro Series or T100 going on, but Josh is headed over for Supertri Chicago. What's going on in Chicago this weekend? What format are we going to see?
We are going to see the Supertri format return, same format that we saw last year. So swim, bike, run, continuous 3 times, no break in between. And you will have eliminations only if somebody drops back 90 seconds or further. So Tom will be out there with his red flag and probably his video glasses and and we do have a lot of debutantes again at this race like we did in Toronto. So a lot of this season in a down year for Olympians. They're testing the waters in other realms. Like we just saw Alex Yee run crazy 5K and 13:13 or whatever it was, and there's a big WTCS race coming up. So a lot of the pros are kind of prepping for that. A lot of them are testing the waters in T100. So we do have GTB returning to Chicago. So she got her win there last year. So I'm assuming this is going to be another GTB return to form, and especially coming off of T100, where I think she probably felt like she had a chance at a podium there and just never had a chance to get going with the lost nutrition and the flat and all that. So my guess is she'll be leading this race pretty early on and holding on to it into that final and third leg and just kind of running away with it. But you never know. Jean Lahare's been always right there up front. She's back. And I'm trying to think who else. My guess is it's going to come down to the two of them and maybe Gina Serrano as well. So we've got a lot of newbies on the female side and on the male side. You still got Johnny Brownlee though, so hey, maybe Johnny Brownlee shows up and actually gets through transition this time.
It's heartbreaking to see him eliminated in that first round last time. That just that's not what you want to see.
Yeah. So Chicago's, I mean, you got Tyler Mislachuk, Johnny Brownlee still there. Kenji Nina's there. So Kenji will be up front. And then you got Alberto Garcia, who had a really good race in Toronto too. So my guess it'll be between Kenji, Alberto, and I mean John Reed too, another one that had a pretty good race in Toronto. So we'll see. And then Parker's got a bunch of his young kids, Reese, Matthias Bolio. So it'll be an interesting race. Hopefully we don't lose too many people 90-second back. And we get a good finish. I think it's going to be a close finish. The weather compared to last year, I think you remember, Jenna, how hot it was. Like they couldn't find enough ice last year. So we were prepared for that this year. But it looks like temps might not even hit 80 over the weekend or right around 80. It's more about the wind that they're dealing with in the Great Lakes and stuff right now. So looks like the weather's going to be great for racing. and it should be a nice, partly cloudy day. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. Yeah, I remember last year behind the scenes seeing all the teams trying to send people off to get ice and cold water and everything because they'd run out of it because it was just so hot in those conditions. And when you're racing that Supertri speed, that short, fast, furious, they are going at 110% and just cooking out there.
And if you're in the Chicago area, come on down. It's you can come down and watch it. Starts at 2:00 on Saturday, local time, and then we'll go the males first, and then the females, I believe, this time. So switch it up, and then there's still some spots open in the age group racing on Sunday as well. So sprint and Olympic distance, I believe there's still room in the Olympic and relay teams and things like that. So it might actually set the record for biggest triathlon in North America
very cool.
as well, based on registration. So
yeah,
really, really cool. It's a good sign for the sport as well.
Yeah, definitely. And if you haven't been to some of these Supertri races, definitely go check it out. They've got big like jumbotron screens so you can see what's going on with the racing. They'll have commentators on site. Usually Michael over there, he'll be calling out what's going on. And so you can definitely get in the action and it's really cool to see how fast these athletes are going up close and personal. Been to a bunch of them.
And if you want to get real up close, you can buy yourself a VIP hospitality thing too, because that's another next level. But no matter what, you're going to be close to the racing, and it's just a short 1K course.
Mm-hmm. No, can't beat it. Well, I think it's going to be a little while till I think we've got T100 French Riviera coming up in not this weekend, but the weekend after that. So we'll see what's going on. And then, like you said, that WTCS racing is pulling the attention of some of these short course athletes. So we'll see some smaller fields across the Supertri and not smaller in Supertri, but different fields in Supertri and the T100 in the French Riviera because some athletes still want to keep one toe in that Olympic distance racing because while there might not be points for the Olympics right now, there's definitely a need to stay in that kind of headspace and get a feel for that racing. So you don't want to take a year off completely. Be curious to see how it goes with, you said Alex E will be out there and we don't know, will we have Hayden Wild out there and how they go up against Maddie Hauser, who's been just crushing it.
Owning it this year.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Olympians, Morgan Pearson's going to be in Chicago too. So that's another name to throw on the men's side. Yeah.
That'll be good to see how he comes up against these super short, fast, furious races.
Right. How invested is Morgan? That's what we got to figure out.
There's the question. Right. Willingness to suffer in the short distances.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will be staying tuned to everything going on. A little bit of a shorter episode this week with a bit of a quiet couple weekends before championship season kicks off. And we will be back with some of our predictions and thoughts with the races this weekend and looking ahead as we go through the rest of this year. It's been jam-packed. I don't know about you guys, but kind of nice to with lower.
We have we have another pro series coming up too, right? They just dropped the start list on 7.3 Austria. Was that what it was?
Oh, ZLMC.
Yeah. So Kat's racing that. Cam Worf, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's actually another pro series, 70.3 that some of them are going to drop. Kat needs that 70.3 score.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the big thing there. So it looks like kind of some of the top seeds there.
So she'll take that and 70.3 worlds, right? Would be her 270.3s.
Yeah, so some of the top names there will have like Kat Matthews, Solveig Lovseth, Lisa Perderer, Lena Miner, Daniela.
Like everyone trying to win the pro series.
Basically.
Putting in the time. On the men's side, though, we don't have too many big names on the men's side. We've got, but it's getting really, really close to Nice.
Too close to Nice, yeah. Unless you're Cam Worf.
Yeah, bet it for everything. Some of the top predictions there, Adrian Brifford, Fabian Kraft, Cameron Main, Gregor Payet, Johannes Vogel, Andreas Dreitz. So, yeah, definitely going to be a lot more familiar names on the women's side because they still got a little bit of time before Kona. I think you're right. The men are staying out of it because Nice is way, way too soon. But that'll be at the end.
Like perfect for Kona.
Good timing, like 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks out, and have a hard hit out, get some points before heading
qualify for Nice the following year too. So
there we go. Yeah. Well, we will be watching it all. That's not this weekend. That'll be the weekend afterwards. And then we'll also have that T100 race. So a little quiet this weekend, but we have some Supertri action. After that, we'll have a few more big races on the longer course. But anything else we need to touch on, guys, before we head off this week?
I think that's it. You guys
I think
keep training,
I think
Jenna.
we're good. Yeah.
5,000-yard swim days.
Keep training.
Awesome. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Bye.